Lauv, welcome to Heart FM. How are you?
I'm
Awesome.
very good. How are you?
I'm very, very good, man. Wow. It's a long journey to get where you got to. You've been through quite a bit to get where you are. Um, can you maybe go back to the beginning?
Yeah.
I know you've done this a lot with a lot of interviews, but I just wanted to hear it from you, sort of where you started, because I know that you initially started and then you decided to maybe go and intern, and then you tried it again. How did that all come about?
Yeah. Well, originally I was born in a very small dinosaur egg, and I popped out of the dinosaur egg. No.
Oh, that was getting
I mean,
good.
I've been playing music. I know, right? I should just keep going.
Yeah.
I had popped out and I was making music my whole life, and then I was like playing in different bands and stuff and trying to like book my own tours when I was in like high school and do all of that. And then it wasn't really working. So I kind of got frustrated and I was like, I'll just try to be a songwriter and producer or like an
Mm.
audio engineer. And I was trying to work at studios or intern. And then I wrote my first song as Lauv and put it out in 2015. And that kind of just started everything. And then like 2 years later, that song blew up. And then I made I Like Me Better. And then everything just kind of from there in the past few years has just been like an absolute whirlwind, just crazy.
And
And now I'm here drinking a sugar-free Red Bull.
okay, at 9 in the morning. There we go.
9 in
Listen.
the morning, the lifestyle.
You also interned in New York, and you got to meet a few very, very popular people. Do you want to name drop for us?
Oh my God. Well, it doesn't feel very cool because it was totally in passing. I was literally an intern, but I brought soup to Jessie J. I don't know if she would remember. I mean, she definitely wouldn't remember. I met Jay-Z, I was in an elevator with Jay-Z.
Nice.
Uh, yeah, a lot of people like JT was working at the studio, like Beyonce, like a lot of people were working there, Alicia Keys. Yeah, at the time, like everybody was working at the studio. It was really crazy.
Do you think if you were to actually collaborate with any of them now, they would have remembered that?
Definitely not. Not a chance.
And the name
No.
Lauv, tell us the history behind that.
Yeah, so I mean, Lauv means lion. It's a Latvian word. My mom's side of the family's from Latvia. I'm a Leo. Ari means lion. Ari's my real
Uh-huh.
name. And yeah, so I just kind of put it all together in a little pot, stirred it, and we got Lauv.
I like that. I like that a lot. I know you talk about loneliness a lot in your songs.
Sadly, yeah.
There's a lot of kind of introspection going on, and do you find it sort of easier to write kind of like in the moment, or when you look back on a moment, that has happened in the past, and maybe you've had a chance to actually see the bigger picture, or do you think that maybe when you're in the moment, sort of it's a little bit too painful to write songs about?
That's a good question. It honestly, for me, it is kind of both. Like I used to think I could only look back, but I can really do both. It just depends on how much it emotionally impacts me. If it's something that I'm still holding on to or I haven't processed, I can write about it even like years later. Like, yeah, like even when I made I Like Me Better, that was after we broke up.
Mm.
And it was like 4 years after the start of the relationship. So it's just like, it just depends.
Okay. And when you're writing for other people, do you kind of find that you can be a little bit more general, or do you maybe go a little bit more personal because you don't actually have to sort of perform those songs and go through that heartache every time you perform those songs?
I feel like the ones that I keep or the ones I make for myself are definitely more personal than the ones that end up with other artists. Yeah, or sometimes I'll make a song that's personal, but it just doesn't feel like right. Like I just don't. It just doesn't feel totally right for me for whatever reason, and then that kind of can go somewhere else as well. So it kind of depends.
Okay. Would you say you're an introvert or extrovert? Like
Mm,
naturally, like before
I
before
would say
now.
like yeah, no, I would say I tended to be more introverted. I would say now I'm like an extroverted introvert. Like I can definitely do the thing, you know what I mean? And I have a lot of fun. I don't like being alone, but I'm not like naturally getting my energy outwardly.
Okay, so
If you know.
you've kind of gained in confidence as life's gone on.
Yeah,
Okay.
100%. I think that's been one of my favorite things about being an artist, is like it really forced me to like look at myself and like gain confidence and like confront a lot of my insecurities and just kind of get through them, which is honestly so dope.
That's one thing I love about you, is the fact that you know, people go through things on a day-to-day basis. They all have their insecurities. They all self-conscious about something. But you think that the people in the limelight aren't, you know? And here's you saying, you know, openly, I'm self-conscious about this, or you know, I'm depressed about this, or I'm lonely, or whatever it might be. I love the realness about you.
I appreciate that. I mean, for me, like I feel like, honestly, I always just felt like I could never do the like crazy like big pop star thing, you know what I mean? Like I've never felt like that person. So I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna like put myself out there the way I am. Because also I feel like a lot of my, like growing up, the artists that I would love would kind of be similar. It would just be like, you could tell who they really were and that they were really putting themselves into the art and into their personality. So yeah, I appreciate that.
And Owl City, big Owl City fan.
Yeah, oh, I'm a huge Owl City fan. I'll say that. Yeah.
Nice, nice.
Oh yeah.
Listen, what was it like working with BTS?
Crazy. I mean, that was like, we didn't get a chance to be in the studio together, but basically what happened is I met them at one of their shows, and then right after meeting them, they asked me to do a remix version of their song Make It Right. I recorded it like immediately, and then I was like, oh, it'd be really cool to get them on my album, because I was still finishing my album. So I sent them a song called Who, and they ended up loving it and recording it and sending it back, and it was all like perfect. Thank you. Yeah, no, it was honestly so cool. You know, it's just like to get a chance to do something so different.
I must say the whole album is really, really good. You know, some albums you'll listen to and there's these like filler tracks. And you just don't feel like there's any filler track on the album. Like every single one of those songs could have been released as singles.
Thank you.
And one thing
Thank
as well.
you. I appreciate that.
No, that I must say, the quality of that album's brilliant. But also you have got like 21 songs on the album. I know that, you know, now everything's done online. I mean, people are absorbing everything online instead of going out and physically buying CDs, physically buying vinyl. But does that change how many songs you put onto an album? You know, obviously, because it always was a space issue in past days. Now, is it different?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think it definitely is. I would see people like Drake just putting out crazy long projects, and I was like, why do I have to limit the length of the album if I feel like I love all these songs and they fit together? Like originally it was going to be like, I forget, it was going to be way shorter, and then I just kept adding songs and adding songs and adding songs, and then it was just all right. So yeah.
So we're going to see like super albums, if you like. Things we're not used to.
Yeah, probably.
Like
I wonder what the longest
albums.
album is out.
That's a very good question, actually. That's an excellent question. That is brilliant. Listen, talking about actual items, like owning sort of actual items in terms of, you know, not sort of looking online to buy things. I know you can see it on Netflix and all of that, but I just kind of still like the original.
Yeah.
Is Phoebe really your favorite?
I love that.
I know you do.
Yes, Phoebe's my favorite. Yeah.
So was there an element of truth to that song?
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, that song was literally about a place that I would go to when I first moved to LA a bunch. Me and my friends would go, and we always joked about writing a song about it, so we did. And yeah, it was just this kind of weird fantasy song about a night there.
Yeah,
it was a fun. Yeah,
I love that line. I love that line. You know, that line about friends being a test. Very, very cool.
Yeah. So funny.
Let's talk about Fake, because I know I don't have a lot of time with you. The new single, of course, Conan Gray, you worked with Conan Gray. How did that all come about?
Yeah, so I had known Conan's music for a bit, and then we both played like a quarantine online Zoom party thing.
Cool.
And I was just like reminded at how amazing his voice is and how good of a performer he is. So we started talking online. And I feel like a lot of my collabs come about this way. There was like no plan to collab. We were just like talking, vibing, and they were like, we should try to write a song together. And then literally the first time we got together to write a song, we wrote Fake, and it was just like super easy. And I love when that happens. You just get along with somebody and it's like super easy to do it. So yeah, it was a really fun song to write, like very different for me.
Absolutely. And about anybody in particular? Because when we played the song, we got people saying, oh yeah, I know someone like that.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I feel like it was like a few people in our lives. Like we were just kind of like, Conan's the type of person who can bring like the ranting out of me. I don't often like rant, but Conan is so down. So I think we were both just like ranting about that type of situation with people we'd experienced. Because I usually like, I feel like, and I don't even mean this in like a nice way, but like I would always typically try to see the best in people and kind of give them the benefit of the doubt. And then when I kind of feel like that bursts, I'm like, all right, that sucks. So yeah, it was kind of that vibe.
You could have been right the first time, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And the music video speaks about what you were talking about earlier, about sort of not being in, sort of feeling that you really a part of that kind of world, and you honestly kind of almost like fake it till you make it type of thing. I mean, like, just take me through the music video.
Yeah. No, for the music video, I mean, the song is so fun. So we were like, oh, should we do some type of like commentary on like fake people? And then we were like, no, that's like way too much. So we were like, and plus like with COVID, we had to keep it really small. So we were like, let's just do something fun that kind of like captures that idea of just like that whole world getting like totally f***ed with, and like not being, just the world of like being this like super polished star, you know, whatever, just being totally kind of ruined, and like kind of seeing that other side of it. So it was just like a fun, it just like took a few hours and it was super fun. And I got like soaking wet and I fell, and it was great.
And fireworks and all sorts. No, that was brilliant. Hey, listen, Lauv, I wish I had more time with you, but I just want to say thank you for the music, and thank you for having a nice little chat.
Of course. Thank you so much. I appreciate your good vibes. Thank you, man.
Baby, you're so fake.